Today is our final lesson on multiplying binomials and polynomials. We are looking at binomial and polynomial word problems. Just like the past word problems, we're going to be looking at the basic figures like a rectangle and a triangle and using these the multiplication rules that we know in order to multiply the word problems. So if you look at the first one, it says, what is the equation to multiply for area of a rectangle? We know area of a rectangle is length times the width. And the area of a triangle is base times height. And most of you, when you get your test back today, you will notice divided by 2 is something that several of you forgot. So make sure you remember a triangle's base times height divided by 2. Alright, so those are our basic figures we're going to be looking at. And so now let's look at some examples. Somebody want to read number 1? Okay, so it says to find the area of a rectangle. It gives us the length, negative 2x, and the width, x squared plus 5. When finding, using the formula, remember always write the formula. So we know area of a rectangle is length times width. So basically to find the area here, we're going to take 2x and multiply it times x squared plus 5. We're going to distribute 2x times x squared. Multiplication, same base, add the exponent, so that's going to equal 2x to the third power. And then 2x times 5 is going to be plus 10x. And there is our area. Got it? Okay, somebody read number 2. Okay, so this one says find the area of a triangle. It gives us the base and the height. We're going to write our equation down so we don't forget it. Base times height, all divided by 2. Now we're going to plug the information in so we know area equals our base, which is x cubed plus 5 times the height, which is 2x. And so we don't forget, we're going to make sure we divide that by 2. Now we're going to distribute x cubed times the 2x, and that's going to be 2x to the 4th. Same base, add those exponents. Then we're going to do 5 times the 2x because we have 2 terms to distribute, and that's going to be plus 10x, and it's a triangle, so we don't want to forget we have to divide that by 2. Everybody got that? And so now we're going to divide that by 2. And remember, when dividing, these are coefficients, so we don't look at the coefficients here. 2 divided by 2, those coefficients basically cancel, and we're just left with x to the 4th. And 10x divided by 2 is going to be a positive 5x. And so there's the area of our triangle. Number 3, you're going to pause. Try this one on your own. Okay, so you just completed number 3. You should have wrote your formula, every triangle's length times width. If you were to draw a figure, which figures really help sometimes with labeling, you're multiplying 6a squared times 3a plus b cubed. So we're going to take that length, multiply by that width. And we're distributing 6a cubed. You should have had 18a to the 3rd. Distributed to the second term, it had plus 6a squared b cubed. And that should be your final answer. They are not like terms, so we cannot combine those. Got it? Okay, let's flip it over. The next problem is, what is the area of a triangle given the base is negative 2x plus 3 and the height x squared plus 3x? So we're going to draw our equation first. Base times height over 2. Take negative 2x plus 3 times x squared plus 3x. and it's all divided by 2. And if you look at this problem, you'll notice that this is a binomial, so you can use full or window pane. I'll do window pane since we haven't done it in a while. Then draw a little window. Our first term is negative 2x and a positive 3. Our next one's x squared and a positive 3x. Gonna multiply x squared times negative 2x and we get negative 2x cubed. Negative 2x and 3x, we get negative 6x squared. X squared and 3, we get 3x squared, and 3 times 3x is going to be 9x. Don't forget, on this problem, we're going to combine our like terms to right there in the middle. So our final answer is going to be negative 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 9x. Is that the final answer? Hopefully you said no. It is not the final answer. Why is it not the final answer, you ask? Because this is a triangle, so we have to remember to go back and divide everything by 2. If you leave it like that, that is okay. But the actual final simplified answer is this divided by this divides. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1, so that one's just x cubed. But then this one does not divide even, so you have negative 3x squared is going to stay over 2, and then plus 9x is going to stay over 2. So the only one that really simplifies is that very first term. And that is the final answer because we're finding the area of a triangle, so you have to divide by 2. Got it? Okay. Here, somebody read number 5. Okay, so it says find the area of a rectangle. I'm going to write the formula. I'm going to take my length, which is x plus y, times my width, which is x cubed plus 4y. And this one I'll use full method. We distribute the first term to the first term over here. X times x cubed is going to be x to the 4th. Do the outer, x times the other outside term, and that's going to be plus 4xy. I'm going to do my inner term. Now I got to distribute the y to everything, and that becomes x cubed y. And then y times 4y is going to be 4y squared. None of these terms are alike, so that is our final answer. Got it? Try 6 on your own. Okay, you should be done with 6. And you should have on your paper the formula just so you don't accidentally mess up. You should have multiplied x to the 4th minus 3y times 2x plus 5y, divided it all by 2. You can use for or window pane. Just remember the end, divide your answer by 2. If you use the FOIL method, then you would have had 2x to the 5th plus 5x to the 4th y minus 3xy and then minus 15y squared, and then divide it all by 2. If you get confused, you can divide them by 2 separately. Like some people prefer to just put divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, and kind of just not have those. That's fine. If we divide them all by 2, first 2's cancel, you get x to the 5th plus 5x to the 4th y all over 2 minus 3xy all over 2 minus 15y squared all over 2. And that is the final answer. So pretty much the first problem is only one that, I'll scoot that in a little bit. First one's the only one that's simplified, the first term, and everything else canceled. Got it? Okay, let's flip it over. Have our wonderful algebra tiles. Yes, indeed. Here it says, what are the factors of the polynomial x squared plus 4x plus 3? We'll actually be factoring on our next unit test, but since we're looking at it in tiles, you can go backwards. You should be able to go backwards. And so what it's saying is we have this x squared here. What did we multiply to get x squared? Of course, we had to multiply an x times x. Some of you might want to draw the actual picture. X times x. How did we get an x bar? Of course, it had to be x times 1. To get this x bar, x times 1. We have some space over here, so to get this x bar, we have to multiply x times 1. And to get this one, x times 1. And so our factors are basically what's right here and here. So our parentheses has an x plus 2 right there. And on the side, we have an x plus 2. And what do we notice? This is called a what? Anybody know? Hopefully you said perfect square. We learned about it yesterday. So you can write your answer like that, or you can write your answer like this. Got it? Good. Okay, let's come down to the bottom. And in this problem, we're going to work our way backwards. Don't forget shaded means negative. To get this x squared, they multiply x times x. To get this one down here, x times another x. And to get the x bar, x times 1. Over here, they're shaded, so to get this x bar, we already have an x, so in order to get it shaded, it had to multiply by a negative 1. X times negative 1, x times negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, and negative 1. Look at your terms. Our factors are x minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the side, we have 2 x's plus a 1 bar. And so that is the original factor. And that sums up today's lesson.